Well, I mean, I'm lucky that I've been having the opportunity to edit and work on the Thai independent films for the last 10 years. And I think it's like quite a, quite fast development. I think from when we came back was kind of like, came back when it was, Thai cinema was starting to boom again. And having the opportunity to work with a lot of these up-and-coming directors as they were making their first films. And I think the most positive thing I've seen in the last few years is that it's not just like one wave of directors and then it ends. We see like this new wave of younger filmmakers also coming up and trying to develop their own style and try to find their own way. So I think it's quite positive.
คือผมอยากให้คุณมาทำงานกับเราแต่หมอกำลังชวนผมไปเป็นมือปืน
When you make a film noir, it tends to be a serious film because that's the nature of film noir, you know. And particularly with this film, Headshot, it's not only a film noir, but it's a Buddhist film noir. So the film actually deals with karma, you know, the consequence of what you do, you know, and it's part of it is very political. You know, it deals with ask questions about corruption in our country, or you know, how much has it changed since you know the old days until now. So the film tend to be serious, and I don't think in the last 5 years serious films are being received well here in this country.
First question is film noir. Is it popular in Thailand? I think not yet. But is there people that willing to go watch it or try to understand it? I think the number are raising right now in Bangkok, because I think Thai people are more interested in art, more interested in you know, making the film and everything. So Thai people have more knowledge now. So I think it's very important that you know we keep doing it, even though it's not so popular or it doesn't make a lot of money.
คุณคงไม่รู้ว่าผมเห็นฝนตกขึ้นฟ้า
My super director, Pitom Pen-e, he's not a mainstream director, but his fame is mainstream. Everybody knows him, but not everybody go watch his film. If you ask me if his film is interesting, is it worth the money to go watch in the cinema? It's worth every penny for me, I think, because I watched all his film. I watched everything, and I even buy the DVD to keep at home. So one of my favorite directors.
First question is, are they received well in Thailand? The answer is no. No, it's not received well, but it's not bad to the point of embarrassing. It's not. Some of them do well, some of them do badly. But I think in the last maybe 7 years of my filmmaking, 7 or 8 years of my filmmaking in the last 7 or 8 years, it's been mostly co-production. So I don't take the whole amount of money from Thai investors. So usually it's kind of like half and half. So in that way, I think that is why I can still continue making Thai films, you know. And some of them does well in Thailand. Some of them, and the ones that didn't do well, some of them happens to do well abroad. Kind of like they compensate each other. and so so we're still okay, I think.
I think for me the future seems quite bright. I think the main thing for me is that there's these two pillars now. We have films that are box office hits that are making a lot of money, so there's a lot of private investment in that kind of film, and at the same time we have this more artistic independent cinema which has been quite successful abroad on the festival circuit. And I think these two really give these two pathways for young filmmakers here who have a choice, like they can either do commercial films or they can do artistic films. And it gives them a lot of freedom, and it also allows some directors to cross over between the two they can do personal projects one time, and then the next film can be a more commercial film. So I think in that sense, it's a very positive thing.
And the struggle is that you want to make your personal film, but at the same time, you know that in order to get finance from the studio, you have to kind of compromise. You have to make certain sacrifices, you know, and things. But so that's always been the struggle, is that where to compromise, when to compromise, where to stop compromising. That's always been the struggle. Another struggle is that at one point in my filmmaking, I happened to make one film that was more or less like a semi-hit, which was a musical film called Monrak Transistor. And the films I made after that, they're so radically different from that film that everyone in Thailand, including the audience who knows, who's watched that film, everyone keep expecting me to return and make that kind of film, you know, and that's also another struggle. It's not financial struggle, but it's a struggle of morale, I think.
แม้ว่าฉันถูกมัดมืออยู่แต่ฉันไม่ได้ถูกปิดตา
The future of Thai cinema is brighter on that side, on the independent side, because when I started making films, if I made my first two or three films the way these young independent directors make their films now, completely out of system, when I made those, if I had done the same thing, my films would not be shown in cinema in Thailand. Maybe, I mean, if they're okay, they would go to festivals, but it would just be that, you know. But now, a lot of these films are being shown in commercial cinema, or art house. But at least they're being released, and even the awards, the award shows in Thailand. 10 years ago, they would ignore these kind of films. They would not even look at them. But now, if you look at some award shows, especially the okay ones, in fact, these small independent artistic films actually dominate the show, the awards. You know. So I think, I think the future for this is brighter than actually mainstream movies.
I think the thing about Uncle Bunmi, who can recall his past lives winning the Palme d'Or, is that first of all, it's this progression for his career, in Apichatpong's career, of starting from Blissfully Yours to finally winning the prize. But I think the most important thing for independent cinema, artistic cinema in Thailand, is that it becomes this inspirational point, this kind of model, this like bar that, okay, there's this kind of, we can reach that point. And I think it became really inspiring, I think, for all these young filmmakers to finally see that. And it became almost this point where the more mainstream commercial industry, or they kind of became proud of Thai cinema, of Thai independent and artistic cinema in that moment, from before being not understanding what it's about, and finally realizing like, okay, there's some kind of potential in this, and wanting to come back and to support this kind of cinema.
Thai girls now are dressed very nice, very fashionable, because we accept new things, new brands, new everything from outside our country. Also, like that, we have designer that comes up. Local designers, they improve their stuff and they make the stuff good. Same thing with directors and movies and the outcome of the movie. So I think those are the elements that are going to make Thailand blow bigger with movies. And I hope that one day Thai movies will go everywhere around the world, just like every other country. So.
And I think overall for Asian cinema, I think the future is good in terms of there's a large audience, a growing audience of people interested in watching Asian films within Asia as well. And even with Thai films, we see now, like regionally, they're exporting more. They're being seen in theaters in Indonesia and Malaysia and Taiwan and things like that. And I think that kind of cross-cultural sharing between between these Asian cinemas will lead to a much more kind of cohesive culture and some kind of like dialogue between the countries.